Selamat pagi, apa kabar? Good morning, how are you guys? Today is Indonesian Independence Day. Merdeka. So happy Indonesian Independence Day. We are going to be celebrating it, starting with getting some of our favorite Indonesian food, which if you don't know what it is, you should either keep watching or check out our vlog where we talk about our favorite Indonesian food.
And we need to go that way because we've been walking the wrong way.
If you don't know, we are in central Jakarta right now. So the nasi padang here are massive.
Mau bungkus?
Oh, dibungkus?
Dibungkus?
Ya.
Bisa? Oh, pakai nasi dulu. Ada beef rendang? Ada? Mau beef rendang? Ada perkedel? Mau perkedel juga? Sayur sedikit? Oh, tidak. Oh, apa itu?
Timun.
Oh, tidak mau.
Sayur sedikit.
Sayur sedikit?
How excited are you?
I'm so hungry. That's why we didn't have breakfast. So.
And we just went to the gym.
Yes.
Guys, something terrible just happened. We left our food that we just got in the Circle K when we got into the Grab. Now we don't have our food and it's gone and we're hungry. Spot it.
Oh, terima kasih banyak, Pak. Yes, thank goodness. No. Salamat Merdeka. Today's Indonesian Independence Day, and unfortunately, we are not going to be going out to celebrate. So we're just going to hang out in our hotel room, which is nicely decorated with Indonesian flag, and we're going to eat some of our favorite Indonesian food and tell you some of our favorite Indonesian stories and why we love Indonesia so much.
I actually have a really interesting fact already about the Indonesian flag. I'm actually 100% Polish. I mean, I'm Polish American, so I grew up in America and stuff, but I am Polish. And did you know that the Indonesian flag is the exact same thing as the Polish flag, but reversed? So this is the Polish flag.
Is it the same color though?
Yeah, red and white.
Yeah, but is it the same kind of red?
Yeah, it is.
Like the exact same RGB color red?
Oh, I don't know if it's the same color hex, but it's like the same color red.
We've been running around all day, and so without further ado, we are going to eat food, our favorite Indonesian food. I'm really excited to do that. And you're gonna enjoy it with us while you listen to some of our favorite Indonesian stories.
By the way, did you guys see our Indonesian flags? Funny story, when we tried to take a Grab to the Indonesian flag store, the Grab driver was so confused about where we were going. So we were trying to go to the Toko Bandera Indonesia, and the Grab driver was like so confused and he didn't want to drop us off there because he's like, what are you gonna do at the flag store? And we're like, we want to buy Indonesian flags. And he's like, I don't understand. We were telling him in Indonesian. We're like, we just want to buy Indonesian flags. And he's like, what do you people want to buy Indonesian flags for?
You want to get a vaccine?
Yeah, he was like, you want the vaccine? And we're like, no, we want to buy Indonesian flags. Quick, your percadel's getting low.
Oh no. Oh wait, you didn't get sayur.
Here we have masakan padang, our very favorite. So we have beef rendang, a percadel, some sayur, and some extra sauce. And Jordy also got vegetables, which I kind of wanted, so I'm a little bit sad about that.
I'm sorry.
That's like one of the biggest masakan padangs we have. Sorry, these are not Indonesian drinks. They're actually Australian, but they only sell them in Indonesia. Like, they don't sell them in America.
They definitely sell them in Australia though.
That was the most intense burp of my whole life.
For those of you who don't know, actually, like, I arrived in Indonesia in 2018. 20, I think it was 2018, it was January 2018. So I came to Lombok as a surf instructor to work at a surf camp. And so then I just kind of was going to come for a little while, and then I ended up staying a really long time because I really enjoyed it. Fast forward to a year later, Kimberly and I met at the surf camp. We've been living there for the past like two years?
2 years?
2.5 years?
On and off. Well, for Jordy on the whole time, and for me, I've been going back and forth to America a little bit because of my job and just stuff I have to take care of.
Between that time, we've done a bit of traveling. Like, we've been to Sumbawa, we went to Bali, we went to the Komodo Islands. Now we've gone to Sumatra and Java, like spent a bit of time in Java, like in Jakarta and stuff. And I've been to Surabaya. So we've done a bit of traveling and stuff around, and we really hope to be able to do some more traveling in the future. So far, my favorite place that we've gone to in Indonesia, I think I have to say, is Sumatra, actually. It's really hard to say though, like all the islands and places we've gone to are very different from each other. I really like Jakarta and I'm super impressed by it, but we're not so much city people. Like, we really like to surf and we like the country, so that's why Jakarta's not our favorite. Although it's so cool to get to come here and spend some city time once in a while. Like, the Komodos was really interesting. We got to go and see the Komodo dragons. We spent some time in Labuan Bajo. We spent 5 days sailing around the Komodo National Park and going in and out of the national park.
We got to snorkel and dive. Oh, we didn't dive, but we got to snorkel.
And we got to do some spearfishing outside of the park because you're not allowed to spearfish inside of the park. And so that was like a really, really cool experience. But I would love to go to Raja Ampat. Let us know if you've been to Raja Ampat and if you could recommend us going there. We would really like to go there one day. Pick one specific moment. What was your favorite moment?
That's such a hard question. My number one favorite moment of being in Indonesia. Man, that's such a hard question. I would have to say it would actually be some of our times that we had in Lombok. We were actually like full on living there. We were renting a house. We had a really good community and a whole group of people. We were really settled there. We felt like we weren't just tourists. We were basically staying in Grupuk Bay, which is this really nice bay near Kuta where you can surf. And so there's all different surf spots. We have done a couple of videos from there if you're interested in that.
But at the surf camp, we had boats, and basically like the surf spots that exist within this bay, you need to take a boat out to get to them. We were staying like right in the bay, so what you would do is you just go outside our house. We literally had a view of the surf spot. You would walk down from the house, get in a boat and take a 2-minute boat ride and then be right there where you're gonna surf.
That's where I learned to surf, and I think that's why one of the reasons it resonates with me so much is like that was my very first experience of surfing, and it wasn't in like little whitewater waves. This was like some proper like maybe 3 to 4 foot waves that we were learning. It has such a great atmosphere there. And what's your favorite?
You know, living at the surf camp for like 2.5 years has been incredible. You meet all these amazing people that come from different countries. I was working with mostly local Indonesian people, so you get to learn the language and how the culture works and stuff. I think my number one favorite moment, honestly, has been being able to live in front of a wave that's really, really good, that's a left-hander, where you can wake up, walk straight out of your bed, and be in the water in less than 2 minutes. And that's been our time recently in South Sumatra at Ujung Bocho. Like, the only other place that had a similar feeling to me was in Bali. The thing about Bali though is it's just a little bit too crowded for us. In terms of surfing, for those of you who don't surf, like imagine going to a shopping mall and you really like to go to the shopping mall and all your items are always sold out every time you go there. Or you have to wait a really, really long time to be able to buy the item that you want. This is so good.
This is amazing. Cool, so one fun fact, which most of you probably know if you're watching this, it's actually the 76th anniversary of Indonesia's independence.
I know.
It's so good.
One of the other things that I really like about Indonesia is like how many different cultures there are within one country from the citizens that are from that country. So like this also happens in South Africa where it's really, really diverse. Like you have multiple different ethnicities that originate, the religions, you know, beliefs that all come from that same country. So like here, I mean, over 200 different languages that are spoken throughout the whole country, and some of those aren't even written languages. Well, where we used to live in Lombok, 2 villages that are separated by a distance of 10 kilometers, at most 20 kilometers, might speak a similar language, but the dialect of that language is completely different. And so that's the main role of Bahasa, is to unite all of these different languages and create one language where everyone can understand each other.
So I actually do have a question for you guys. If you could visit anywhere in Indonesia that you haven't already gone and you're not from, where would you go? Where's your dream destination in Indonesia? Did you already say at the beginning that ours is Raja Ampat? Have you been there?
No, I haven't been there yet. I don't know if that's like...
Where's your dream destination?
I don't know where my dream destination would be, to be honest.
No?
No. I really want to go to the Mentawais, but I don't feel like that's like one specific place.
No, that is. Could even just be an island.
That's true.
Mentawais? Yeah.
There's just so many places, you know, like I want to go to Rote, I want to go to the Mentawais, I want to go to the Malukus, I want to go to I want to go to Raja Ampat, I want to go to Borneo.
Oh, Borneo's in Malaysia.
But you have Indonesian Borneo as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. Kalimantan. I also want to go to Papua.
And northern Sumatra.
Northern Sumatra, like Banda Aceh. And I also want to go to Papua. So it's like literally I want to go everywhere in Indonesia. And here's a really, really interesting fact. Between Bali and Lombok, in the Lombok Strait, is also known as the Alfred Wallace Line. It's a line that separates fauna and flora, so animals and plants, between Asia and Australia. So everything from Bali up towards Asia is supposed to be part of Asia, and everything from Lombok down towards Australia is supposed to be part of Australia, and they're supposed to have similar fauna and flora, but there's a separating line between Bali and Lombok, and that's because the Lombok Strait was too deep to ice over back when it was like an ice age. There was no land bridge when, sorry, not to ice over, but when there was less water in the oceans, right, and there was like more ice in the world, and there's less water in circulation, there was no land bridge because it was too deep for animals. But all the other straits are much more shallow, so there were land bridges. We love Indonesian food.
It was so good.
It's so good.
I'm so full now, but we want to play some trivia with you guys. Some Indonesian trivia. When I actually came to Indonesia for the very first time in 2016 for just a shorter trip, I was here for a couple of weeks before I really moved here, I actually read this really great book called Indonesia Etc., like Indonesia ETC. And it was really, really interesting because it talks about all the history of Indonesia and all of the different islands and the influence, how each island is influenced differently based on the history. Unfortunately, I don't remember too many specific details, but I do remember general ideas and that it was a really great book.
The Java Man, Homo erectus, popularly known as the Java Man, suggests the Indonesian archipelago was inhabited at least 1.5 million years ago. The earliest evidence of Islamic populations in Indonesia dates back to the 13th century in northern Sumatra. And that's really interesting, like northern Sumatra, like near the Banda Aceh area, I think is the most religious part of Indonesia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Although I didn't know that Indonesia has the biggest Muslim population out of any other country.
Europeans such as Portuguese arrived in the 16th century seeking to monopolize sources of valuable nutmeg, cloves, and Cuba pepper. And this was in Maluku, actually, which is like Pacific Indonesia, not Indian Indonesia, which when I say Pacific and Indian, I mean Pacific Ocean Indonesia, which is East Indonesia, and Indian Ocean Indonesia, which is West Indonesia. The Dutch arrived in 1602, and the Dutch play a really big role in colonialization of Indonesia.
Is it true, Jordy, that the Indonesian language is influenced by Dutch language?
It must be, because in South Africa we have a language called Afrikaans. Afrikaans is basically like Dutch, because we also have a lot of Dutch settlers in South Africa, and there are many words in these languages that are exactly the same, like pisang is banana, apothek is a pharmacy, kantoor is an office. So there's like these words and many more that are policia. I mean, but policia is like kind of
that's kind of everywhere. That's like
Latin
Latin-based
in
almost.
Every language. By the early 20th century, Dutch dominance extended to the current boundaries that exist within Indonesia already. But then there was a Japanese invasion and subsequent occupation in 1942 to 1945.
That's World War II. It's quite interesting actually because here in Jakarta you can really see a very big Japanese influence. When we go on Grab to order food, I would say that the majority of restaurants we're actually seeing are Japanese restaurants. There's an extreme amount of Japanese food around here.
And with that being said, there's a huge Japanese food influence, but there's a really big European building influence. Now a lot of the old buildings here, they look like what you would find in old Europe.
Wow, this is all really interesting because I didn't realize that this was all part of World War II. And really sorry guys if we're getting any of this history wrong. Please just let us know down below if there's anything we're confused about. Did you know that Indonesia is home to over 100 endangered animal species? So these animals include the Sumatran tiger, orangutans, Sumatran rhinoceroses, and rhinos, which is interesting because we were just in Sumatra. That also includes, this is saying, certain kinds of sea turtles and Tarsius tarsier, which is a small, adorable, big-eyed primate, not unlike Dobby from Harry Potter.
No way.
Yeah, we love Harry Potter.
We love Harry Potter. Harry.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Dobby is a free elf.
Dobby's free.
Dobby is
in the
a
jungles
free
of
elf.
Sumatra.
Indonesia has the world's biggest young population, so it has the largest amount of people under the age of 30. The next fun fact is that the world's biggest flower is in Indonesia, and I'm pretty sure it's the corpse lily. So it's apparently this really beautiful, like massive red pinkish color flower that smells really bad though. Okay, and this goes back to what we were talking about before, that there is over 700 different languages and dialects.
That's insane.
That's so many to learn. All I can say is saya suka kucing kucing.
Meow.
You like cats.
I like cats. No, I can say a little bit more than that, but not as much as Jordy. Indonesia is the hottest spot on the Pacific Ring of Fire. So the Pacific Ring of Fire, if you don't know this, refers to the largest amount of active volcanoes. So what that's telling me is that Indonesia has like the most active volcanoes. Indonesia is made up of over 17,504 islands. Sumatra is one of only 2 places in the world that you can see wild orangutans. It is home to the biggest Buddhist temple in the world. I'm gonna go with it's in Bali. Oh no, actually it's located in central Java. Okay. Indonesia is home of the Guinness World Record holder for the largest packet of instant noodles. Jakarta is the most Instagrammed place in Asia.
Jakarta is such a beautiful city, actually.
We're still in shock.
I know. Every time we do a vlog, like, we're still just so amazed at how beautiful Jakarta is.
Sorry guys, I just want to show off our flags one last time because we put a lot of effort into putting up and getting this flag, and unfortunately it didn't make it into so many of our shots, so please enjoy our decorated room.
And to finish off this vlog, I just want to say that I hope you guys really enjoy your Independence Day. Indonesia is such a beautiful country, and I'm really so grateful to be able to live here, and so grateful to have met Kim here and been able to like work at a surf camp here and stuff.
And to surf your amazing waves.
Surf your amazing waves and visit all these like super, super amazing places in your country. And we're just really grateful to be able to do that. And none of this would have been possible if Indonesia never claimed its independence. I really hope that you guys can really take it and soak it in and enjoy it as much as we do. And we are right there with you celebrating Indonesian independence.
Cool, well that's going to be the end of today's vlog. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we appreciate each one of you.